began with this book called Money for Jam, How to Spread It and Not Make a Mess. So what happened was I'd never thought of writing a book. In fact, I didn't actually write this book, I dictated it. So what happened is I was a radio commentator. And as a radio commentator on 3LO, as it then was, 774 as it is now, with the Michael Schulberger show, I had a profile. So this, out of the blue, this publisher came to me and said, could you write me a book? I thought, okay, I will. And then I said, what book do you want me to write? And they said, I don't know, and I don't care. You've got a profile, we want to do your book. Publication of books is all about profile, not quality, and so I thought, oh God, I don't want to be a writer. I'm just going to dictate this. I used to be a lawyer, you just dictate stuff, and I could do that. So I wrote a how-to book about money, and it sold a few thousand copies. So that's the first one. And I did that, and I thought, well, actually, writing a book's not too bad. People treat you with a bit of respect, and you get to put down all your thoughts, and you get to think about stuff. So I thought, I'll write another manual. It took a long time to write that. So in the interim, because I was still known in the financial world, a friend of mine was writing about Tricontinental. And so I wrote the introduction, just the general introduction about, which is sort of like a synopsis of that book. And this was published by Melbourne University Press. 90% of the book was written by Hugo Armstrong. Tricontinental was a major scandal, and there was a commission of inquiry, or Royal Commission, and Hugo reported on it for the ABC. So I was pretty marginal in this project. I wrote the introduction, about how the monetary system worked and was working in the 1980s when this great corporate collapse occurred. And then I wrote one other chapter about what happened with financial deregulation. And whilst I was doing that, I was working on this book called Godless Gospel. So Godless Gospel is, instead of being a manual for money, this is a manual for atheism. And so what it does is it looks at all of the things that religions do well, like suffering and death and ritual and a sense of belonging and culture and meaning. People have meaning if they believe in a faith, whereas it's hard to grasp meaning in a secular modern world with the demise of close, small communities. So in the interim, my wife did a PhD at Cambridge. We packed the kids into a plane, went to Cambridge for 2 years. So I was immersed in the Cambridge atmosphere of Christian humanism. And I go to lectures in a divinity school, and Christian humanism is a sort of the atheistic Christians. So it was a great place to write a book. And I'd go to lectures and just had a fantastic time when I wasn't being a house husband. So came back, tried to flog it. It didn't get flogged until Pluto Press picked it up. Pluto Press is now closed. Interesting, when you get published, you do lose a lot of sovereignty. You're told what to do, when to do it, and why. But it was a great experience doing Godless Gospel.